Yeah, obviously, like talk about the first quarter for the next half hour. Felt good about where we came out. Offense got some first downs, which obviously was key. Moved the ball some. We got a chance to pin them. Our punt team does a really good job. Kramer and Walker do a great job pin them. We get a nice stop on first down. We get sack fumble on second down, goes out the back of the end zone. We put together a drive, get a field goal. Obviously, like to get 7 down there, but we still felt good about the drive and get through the first quarter at 7-5, and at least through late first quarter. Then obviously their defense kind of exerted their will and turnover, and short field, and next thing you know, you look up and it got ugly and hurry. And again, they're plenty good enough to drive the ball, plenty good enough to make their own big plays. Obviously, their defense did a really good job of causing turnovers, and their offense took advantage of the short fields and kept punching them in. So the only positive second half is we got to play a lot of young guys. Great experience for them. It was rough out there for them in the second half. We had a lot of young guys out there getting an opportunity to play against them. I know they sub too, but their subs are pretty good players. So it was a little, but it was a good experience for them. It was a rough experience for them, but a good experience for them. So that's really the only positive for us in the second half was that a bunch of young guys got to play.
Question for Coach. You moved the ball pretty handily or pretty easily on that first drive. What changed after that?
Yeah, first couple of drives we got some stuff going. We ran the ball. We completed some balls under duress. Made some contested catches. It wasn't. I wouldn't say the first 2 drives were very easy. Missed James May on a wheel route early, which was a touchdown. If we hit him, they kind of cut him loose. So, but we were executing. We had executed at a crazy high level, obviously, on both sides of the ball in ST. And the first couple of drives we did that on offense, and then we didn't really have a chance to execute because we kept turning the ball over after that. So there's a lot of very short drives in the second quarter. Kind of every time I looked up, it was defense was back out there and short field, and then we come off, and then defense was back. So obviously the turnovers are what you got to eliminate. And again, I know they're tremendously gifted, and they force the turnovers. No, but it doesn't matter who you play, you can't turn the ball over. So you can't force things. If it's not there, you got to take your medicine, throw it out of bounds, whatever you need to do. You got to hold on the football. I know they hit hard. I know they strip good. So again, I know they're great players, but we still got to hold on. We can play them again tomorrow, not turn the ball over one time if we take care of our business.
Gabbard came out midway through the second quarter. Was he hurt?
Yeah, he got dinged. Don't have an update yet. We'll find out tomorrow or later tonight. Yeah, no, he got knocked out. So it wasn't. He definitely didn't get pulled. He got.
Justin Fields had 6 total TDs in the second quarter. How tough is the game plan for a quarterback that dynamic?
Yeah, just we obviously the positive is I thought our rush defense in the first half was as good as it could be. I'm not saying it was great, but they had 18 carries for 93 yards. They kind of, after 2 or 3 drives, they started chucking around. I kind of felt like they said, hey, we're going to throw it around on them. At times we didn't cover him very good and gave Fields his first look. At times we covered him, and then that's where his size and strength took over. There's a few different times that felt pretty good, and we even, again, we were rushing forward. We were trying to cover up. They got skilled receivers. We got him to not hit his first guy. He started moving around. We actually got a guy. At some point, we got a guy to him, and then we couldn't get him on the ground. So that's the tough part with him is his size and his strength, his ability to see the field. Obviously, he's got crazy arm strength. If you give him his first read, he's really accurate. If you don't give him his first read, he's obviously the type of guy with his mobility and he did it to us that whole second quarter. There's some somewhat frustrating drives for us in the second quarter because I felt like we defended about as well as we could, and we just couldn't get the big son of a gun on the ground, and then he'd either take off and run or he'd find a guy late, and again, that's your point of how difficult is he. If you don't do it right, they make you pay, but if you do it right, sometimes he just buys enough time and still makes you pay, which again, there were some times I felt like our kids fought and just couldn't get him down. So
Okay, you go up 5-0. What's going through your mind at that point?
just keep trying to play, keep going, we talked about making plays all week, like every single play, keep going, make plays. Again, I don't know the outcome if you don't turn the ball over like we did in the second quarter. It doesn't get as silly as it is, and then obviously they knock Gabbard out, which doesn't help. But that's the thing for us. It's like it's not. Oh, it's Ohio State. It's okay. It's not okay. Turn the ball is not okay. So you're responsible for the football. I don't know. We've played. Iowa's big and strong. We didn't turn the ball over that many. And I know Ohio State's got some great athletes, but we got to take care of the football. And then we gave up a ball over ahead in the second quarter and cover 3 again, and can't do that. And again, we got to make them earn, and they certainly could earn, but we got to make them drive the football like we were doing early in the game. So there's some positives to it. They're going to like a lot of things we did the first 2 or 3, 4 series on both sides of the ball, and then it's going to get really ugly with turnover, score, turnover, score, turnover. That was all of a sudden it was insane. So, but we got to take ownership in that second quarter. What we could have done better, and obviously give credit to Ohio State. They're an awesome football team.
On Monday in the reporters conference, you mentioned their speed. Were they as fast as you thought they would be?
Oh yeah, they're fast. They run by everybody on both. I mean, their speed on their running backs, receivers. Okay, that's what I mean. I'm talking about linebackers. I'm talking about D line. I'm talking about offensive linemen. I'm talking like That's the big like because people compare them to Iowa. And again, Iowa's a great football team too, and I was physical as they come and as strong as they come. You know, the difference to me is just the overwhelming how quickly they get from point A to point B. You know, it just. You know, it just looked like the tape today. There's so many times that they throw a slant route and there's a guy a couple yards away from them, but a couple yards is too far because he put his foot in the ground. And I watched that over and over on tape. What I thought was a 6-yard run, it was a touchdown, and I thought it was an 8-yard completion. It was a touchdown because they just run away from you. They're lightning quick and they're good players, and so it looked like the tape today that the big play tape. There's some big plays where they throw it over your head, but then there's some big plays where they don't throw the ball very far. They don't run the ball, and they don't block everybody perfectly. But then one guy makes a tackle, misses a tackle, and then guy puts his foot on the accelerator, and he doesn't come back. So, you know, I've seen that every time they play. I live, it's pretty awesome. Not fun to go against, but pretty awesome to see how many explosive athletes they got. It's because they're not one. It's not like, okay, you got to stop this kid. Like there's a number of guys like 17 doesn't even he's not even listed as a starter. You know, it's like holy cow. They play so many guys and rotate so much, so they're all starters. I get it, but just when I saw the 2-deep, I'm like, that guy's not even the starter. Like, dude can run like the stinking wind and catch the ball. So, and then they're big and long, and you know, pregame they're not, you know. I probably one time in my life stood in sideline on pregame and saw people as pretty, and I was staring at Alabama. You know, that's probably the only time I've ever looked. Just look at the body. You know, it doesn't mean they're a great player, but just look at the body types and how they move and how they control their body. And it doesn't matter if it's a right guard or a safety. They all are. They're all good-looking jokers.
There was a couple plays in the mid to late second quarter on offense for you guys where I don't want to call it a calling off of the dogs, but like 3rd and 10. Inside zone to Mo Thomas comes to mind. What was kind of behind that? Were you playing for like punt field position?
No, probably just, again, we'd been sacked and given up fumbles and turned the ball over, and probably they were sitting in coverage and rushing forward and playing coverage and thought, you know, I mean, we do run the ball in 3rd and 10 sometimes. We probably thought at that point, and I don't know who was in even at quarterback the one you're alluding to, but probably we just had Jackson put in, and probably thought if we pop a run through, we probably got as easy chance to get a first down. So we didn't, you know, second half we slowed down. First half we went fast. So like we said, hey, our offense asked me like, hey, do you want us to go slow? I'm like, we're not getting anything out of this if we go slow. I get you're increasing the chances of something ugly happen, but I'm not really coming here for something ugly to happen. I'm coming here to go play what we want to do on offense. We're going to play tempo and go so it's Ohio State, so we're going to milk the clock. Yes, obviously second half it's 49-5. You're going to try to protect the troops a little bit and slow the game down a little bit, and didn't really work, but you know, we at least. But first half we just said, hey, till halftime you're going full. Call every play to try to score. Call every play to try to get a first down. We didn't, and again we were going fast and turn the ball over. Like that's how it unraveled. But again, for our kids, we were coming in here trying to win a football game and coming in trying to play our game and get better at what we do. And obviously it was a daunting opposition, but we're not going to just throw up our, you know what I mean. So obviously second half we slowed it down, but first half we were go on offense, and that probably wasn't helpful. But you know, that's what we do. So we were trying to do it.
Besides experience, what's the biggest maybe X's and O's takeaway or positive that you have from this game?
X's and O's? I don't know, nothing. I mean, nothing. We weren't, you know. I mean, I don't know. I may want to watch the tape. I'll have something for you Monday. But no, I mean, I thought our offense had a good plan early, you know, and we were trying to use tempo. You know, you're trying to get any advantage. Again, we're trying to use tempo and, you know, not let them get in their stance and get lined up. And, you know, we mixed in some good run and pass. So I thought we had a good balance early and a good pace early, and I think that helped us until they settled in, and then didn't help us anymore.
Coach, I was just going to ask you, going forward, how do you see the MAC East?
Yeah, our league's always hard to tell because it's, you know, we're the rare conference that rarely a team goes undefeated. You know, it just, You know, last year there was one team with one loss and 3 teams with 2 losses and 3 more teams with 3 losses, and that's we for whatever reason playing probably the most balanced league. You know, obviously OU's predicted to win it. Obviously they've got a crazy great quarterback back, and they got a number of other really good players back. So obviously they're predicting to win it. Obviously, you know, Buffalo was 7-1 last year. Us and OU were 6-2. Obviously, Buffalo loses some great players, but I never discount the team that won it last year because it wasn't just a few good players, you know. And obviously, their quarterback was great, and a couple of those wideouts were great. I mean, they lost some great MAC players, but they still had a lot of other good players around them. So, and then, you know, 2 years ago, Akron won our league. They're different. So I don't know. I think it'll be tough. It kind of settles in, and then a lot of it has to do too is just who can show the resolve. Like right now, we got a huge game next week. My locker room ain't great to be playing a huge game next week. That's a fact. Now, by tomorrow, by 2:00, I think we'll be different. But there's a lot of work to be done between. It's 77-5. You got an ounce of competitiveness in your body. It'll be tough to sleep tonight. And again, I don't discount who the hell we play. They're a great football team. Like, and I didn't discount that. If you told me we were going to turn the ball over that many times, I was going to say, well, it's going to get they're going to short circuit the scoreboard like they did. But you know, part of it too is who has the resolve, you know, to regroup, because this is we got a huge game next week. The game, you know, we're 42-42 in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes to go on the road against Buffalo last year, and we lose 51-42, and that turns out to be 7-1, 6-2. It turns out to be, you know, so we got a huge game. We're not easing into MAC play. We got a huge game right off the bat, and we got to show a ton of resolve and a ton of character and a ton of mental toughness. And, you know, it's not going to be, you know, we're going to get it with them from all, but then they're going to go to class on Monday and everybody's going to be talking about this. I mean, it's welcome to the world. We welcome to being an athlete, welcome to being out in the front page. Like and we sign up for it, and that's fine, but that's a huge task for us not to be moping around and licking our wounds and questioning who we are and that we stink and we're not, you know, it's, you know, we're human beings. It's hard enough for us as coaches, but we're a little older. We better be a little more mature. We better have a little more resolve, you know, and so we got a lot of work to do. Just, you know, we want to come out and play great football, make Buffalo earn every the next week. They're a good football team, and that's going to be my focus right now. You know, my first question in post game was, "Hey, now let's go win the league." I'm like, my God, like you come in my locker room, dude. Like, not like let's pick up the pieces. Let's take ownership for what happened today. Let's be man enough to pull the positives out of the early going, and there's a few positives on the second half. There's a few young kids that did some okay things, and we're going to point those out. And then let's look at the things that we weren't overwhelmed by Ohio State on certain plays in which we didn't execute, and let's not, well, they're Ohio State and they're good and we can't cover them, and well, we covered them sometimes and we stopped the run sometimes and we blocked them, and let's look at the things we got to do better, and then okay, we got to swallow our pride a little bit. We got to move on, and we better have some confidence. We better have some toughness, and you know, we've been down this road before, and trust me, it ain't like, because last year we were sitting in the locker room in Minnesota, and I had a beat-down football team, just lost 23-3 to Minnesota, and felt like we could have won the game and felt like we could have played better, and well, just we're going to the league and everything's okay. It's not okay. We got a lot of work to do, and we, you know, because last year's group had a lot of grit and a lot of toughness and a lot of resolve, and were counted out many times and discounted and were not very good, and at the end of the year, looked up and we were pretty good in our league. We had the second best record in the league, but that took a lot of work from a lot of kids and a lot of people. So we're right back there. 77-5 is not really the way you want to roll in the conference season, you know. So we got some other things on our hands to get our football team back and getting them feeling good about themselves and getting them believing and getting them understanding that, hey, there's things we got to clean up. It's not because if we go in, well, it's Ohio State, it's gonna be okay. It's not gonna be okay. Same mistakes this week same turnovers this week going to cost us next week.
Very good. Coach, appreciate it.
Thank you.